don't actually have a question, but I just thought that this was a very good opportunity to tell you that I really appreciate everything the government has done for us. I think as a Singaporean, I stand here, I am very lucky for everything I have. And in the past 8 days, I realized that I did not actually realize the flaws that the government, that Singapore has, but I actually come to appreciate everything the government has done for us. So I just really like to use this opportunity to tell you that there are people like me. I really love the government. I love Singapore, and no matter how hard it becomes.
So it wasn't all critiques at a dialogue session with Senior Minister of State for Education and Information Communications and the Arts, Lawrence Wong, at the closing ceremony of the Polytechnic Forum. But one group of students did have their grievances to air.
PRs in Singapore, we have shared a lot of responsibility as a lot of Singaporeans, but we does not enjoy the same benefit as them. And I'm not saying that we deserve the same benefit as Singaporean, but Singapore actually give scholarship to international students, and it's very hard for the PRs to get scholarships. So isn't it an issue should be discussed as well?
Our first priority as a government has to be to Singaporeans. And that must be the basic philosophy of the government. And I hope all of you agree, right? The government's first responsibility is to Singaporeans. And that's indeed what we are doing, is we put Singaporeans first. So when we look at our university intake, when we look at our poly intake, we always look at Singaporeans who apply, and we'll decide on places for Singaporeans first and foremost.
I'm a PR myself, but however, I was born and raised in Singapore from young, and in all aspects, I'm a Singaporean. In fact, I know nothing about Malaysian at all, but I'm still considered Malaysian. In fact, when I tell people that I'm Malaysian, people talk to me in Malay, and I'm like, aku tak tahu. Yeah. So, I want to ask, what exactly is a true Singaporean? One who is titled as one, or one who has the heart of one?
Yeah. Well, a true Singaporean, as I said, it's really about conviction and choice. And if you have that conviction and choice to be a Singaporean, then I would strongly encourage you to apply for Singapore citizenship.
If I'm not wrong, it's only when I'm 21 years old, then only I can choose. Is that right? But in the process from when I was young to 21 years old, I'm still given the fees of a PR, and
that's right.
I find that it's very stressful and a bit unfair, and especially with the recent price increase of the poly.
So I hope you understand why we are doing this, because we want to make clear to Singaporeans, first of all, that, and we have to, because like I said, any elected government's primary responsibility must be to its citizens. That's what our mandate is based on, for our people. But we also want to be fair to our PRs who are here. And it's not as though PRs do not get benefits from our system. You do, through healthcare, through education, through housing as well. And yes, we have had to make some adjustments over the last few years, but I hope you understand the rationale and the basis. And more importantly, it's not as though we are turning away our PRs. We welcome you. We appreciate your contributions here. And most of all, like I said earlier, if you have a heart for Singapore, we hope that when you're 21, you will apply to be one of us as a Singaporean.
The annual Polytechnic Forum was first launched in 1996 and has since served as a platform for Polytechnic students to discuss and exchange their views on national and global issues.